Can you hear me? Oh, I tell you what I did do. I've changed the volumes over here that you can hear. So if you can't hear properly, let me know. Yep. Good morning all, and welcome to the Maryland's Magic telecast of our Metro Northwest Women's Triples Final. Live here from the Cauldron at Maryland's. In commentary you got myself, Gavin Holburn, and Katie Astley.
Hello everyone, how are we going?
And the skips have just put down the last bowl of the second trial end, so we're just about to get into this game. So this one is going to be an absolute beauty. I'm really looking forward to this one. You can see the names at the top of your screen, which will get out of your way shortly. But we have five of these six players played in the women's fours final last weekend. 2 weekends ago it was actually. And it was the team of Sophie, Payne and Reaghan Bunn in the back end of their four side that defeated the side of Chanel, Sam and Natalie, who were the back end of their four side. So we're in for an absolute thriller. That one was, with one shot in it, and we'll see how it goes today. First bowl down there, that is Chanel Chakouch. Fairly well-known bowler around anywhere in Australia if you follow any of the, especially the under-18 scene. Chanel is 17 and off to the under-18 nationals, I think tomorrow.
Now, while they've had their roll-up and everything, Gav, did you notice anything about the green while you were out there, or...?
No, I was running around doing a few other things, but I was with the greenkeepers this morning having a bit of a look, and before they rolled it was running 15. I think it was up to about 16 and a half as they finished rolling, so...
That's not too shabby.
Yes, it's going to be very good as we see Chanel...
Good shot from Chanel.
...improve on her first bowl and finish up about just over half a metre behind.
It's not a bad pace coming from this sort of weather. Can't really see it on your screens, but it is very overcast today. We've had mentions in our intro this morning about any mention of lightning. They might have to come off the green. So good 16 seconds. I wouldn't be complaining if I were them.
No, it's actually quite breezy. It may have died down the slightest bit since earlier this morning, but it is quite breezy. If you've been following our YouTube other games that we've been doing, we do mention that there is a bit of protection, but with the clubhouse on your screen now to the left and behind, but the breeze will come over from the back and make a difference.
Good shot from Sam there, just drawing in first shot.
So this is 2 bowl triples, 25 ends.
Sophie coming down. Reaghan calling it to hurry, but I think it's shot anyway.
Yes, there's only about a 6-inch gap there. Sophie's been in a rich vein of form recently, as has her skip Reaghan Bunn. And they've got off to a good start with Sophie's mum, Tina Treloar, who's a rookie, very nervous going into this game, but she started off very well there. Her purple bowl's over to the left. On paper, this side of Natalie Lewis, Samantha Narona and Chanel Chakouch should win this game, but as we all know, games aren't won on paper. And it's been a pretty good start from the youngsters here. The entire side of Natalie Lewis, Samantha Narona and Chanel Chakouch are off to nationals in Tasmania in the coming days. So a pretty hot side on paper.
See what Natalie does with her first ball put down for the game.
Yeah, well, she's shown good intent there, and once again, if you followed our broadcast before, you'll know that that hand there is it holds very much with weight, and it may have looked like that Natalie was very wide there. It can be a bit difficult to get the line. Even once you played on it a lot, you just need to trust yourself to get down underneath it.
I don't entirely blame her for that
Correct. You'd rather,
line of logic, especially watching her second Sam finishing as narrow as she did. Although it is a difference in weight, as you said, but it looked like a fair line out of the hand. So
absolutely.
I don't blame her at all.
It tricks many of us.
Mm.
Pretty good start from Reaghan there. I don't believe it's counted. She did just run into Sophie's short bowl. This looks a better. Oh no, it's going to stay out there again, I think. They're asking it to get down, but it's only going to get down onto Tina's bowl. But she does come in off it and gets the result.
I'll just zoom out a little bit here for context, but I don't think there's really much danger for Reaghan here at all. The angles, I don't think, add up very well for their two back bowls with Chanel and Sam's bowls. And they've got Reaghan's first place bowl on the right and both of Tina's leading bowls right up near the ditch.
Yeah, absolutely. Tina's bowls were originally both short of the jack, but they both got knocked through, so they now got the two back bowls.
Reaghan having a look with big weight.
Yes, similar sort of thing, just holding out.
Almost played the same thing.
Yeah, and it is only one. So a good start there to the side of Chanel, Samantha and Natalie. One shot on the first end. But all bowlers look like they got a handy start there.
Yeah, it's good to see they've picked up the pace quite well for the first end. And it looks like the Natalie side, they're a bit fond of the T2T for this match. I believe they did the same in their fours game 2 weeks ago, didn't they?
Yeah, and obviously with Chanel leading off here, very experienced. Up against rookie in Treloar, they'll be trying to take every advantage to get the runs on the board pretty early. So throwing on the long ends, that would be what they're thinking is their best strength.
Yeah, 100%. I'd like to imagine that they've come into this match a bit more fierce than what they had last time, especially given the final result. So I think any leverage they will very gladly take.
Yes, I mean, whilst we say that the sides are fairly similar, there are some marked differences as well. I think Natalie's side is only stronger at the moment. Nationals players from lead to skip, so I expect a much better lead off here from Chanel. She's got the weight with the first one, but went a bit narrow, and then she's just sort of overcorrected out there. Tina just needs to add 1.5 yards. Yeah, not bad, but she's also crossed the head as well. So we've just had the greenkeeper in here and she's grabbing a new card because Reaghan has lost her card. We're into N2 and she's lost a card already. What a very good bowl there from Sam.
I wouldn't be surprised if you find it in Sophie's front shirt pocket right now, because as I was doing my strolls outside before we started, I did see her trying to waver it off to someone else. She says, I don't want to do it. Shot not doing it. So we might find a duplicate in someone's shirt later.
Yeah, I'm sure. Can't have gone too far. Sophie's overcooked that, gone into the ditch. And we've got at least a couple of shots here to Natalie's side. Sam doesn't need to do anything much compared to her first one. She's also overcooked it a bit. The breeze is actually into their face in this direction.
Doesn't look all too strong from what I can see from the trees. But I
Uh,
think it's definitely enough to get into someone's psyche.
yeah, the flags are actually well and truly out, but it's not gusting. It's fairly steady. Better bowl from Sophie, but she did crash onto her mum's bowl. May cut it back to 1 though. Across the green we have 6 finals matches. The one next door is an actual final. The other 4 are semi-finals. And we'll update you on those as we go throughout the day. The winners of these regional events go through to the state finals at Dubbo early next year.
And can you name who's playing on the other rinks, Gavin?
Not all of them, but I do have it written down so I'll get to it shortly.
A good shot from Natalie there.
Absolutely, at least a couple there.
Just sneaking past Tina's bowl.
Must look a little bit difficult from Reaghan's end. It's a lot of traffic. Well, she's not the first to cut a hand out there.
Yeah, just a touch of more grass and pace, and she's not too far off.
Well, it's a very good head here for the Natalie Lewis side. Oh, she's got it too fat, unfortunately for her. So we've got at least 1, maybe 2. Trouble is, she can't really afford to play big weight, and if she takes her own bowl out, she'd be at least 4 down. Possibly even 5. Well, this is the last bowl of the end coming down now. Reaghan does have a little bit of weight on it. She's going to crash on the front one as well. No damage, so it's just a matter of whether it's 1 or 2. It is the 2. So 2 shots to Team Natalie Lewis, and they have a 3-0 lead after 2 ends in this 25-end match. The final next door is an All Marylands final as well. That is the senior women's pairs final. And we have the team of Una Bell and Jan Anlazark up against Kerry Farrell and Jenny Clark.
Sorry, my volume wasn't up all the way, but good start from Chanel here.
Yeah, I was talking to Tina, who's on the mat now this morning. She's extremely nervous. As I said, she's only a rookie. It's the first time she's ever been in up the same end in a game of bowls with her daughter Sophie, and so she was chuffed at the fact that she's up the same end as her daughter, but also playing in a final, and it's not only any final, it's actually a regional final to go through to the state finals. So she's been doing really good things. Up against an incredibly brilliant young player in Chanel. She was very nervous about how that was going to go. Up against Chanel. Chanel playing with a lot more freedom now she's finished her HSC, been under a lot of pressure there. I think self-pressure more than anything else, but she's finished that off, which is great for her. Playing some great bowls. Off to Nationals tomorrow. Hopefully she can get some success down there as well, as we see a very good correction from Tina Treloar. That'll settle a few nerves, that one. Looking like a good reply here from Sam. Natalie's looking in her pocket for the chalk already, with very good reason. Still one to Tina though. I'm lucky enough to be jack high and be able to see what's going on from better angles. So yes, it is one to Tina as Sophie. Well, she's coming in quite nicely here. That's another one. And this is why this young lady plays for New South Wales Open women's side and is off the nationals. She's just changed her hand and whipped in the shot. She was confident. She already had chalk on it. For those who don't know, Samantha and Natalie are twins. And there's a lot of similarities about their bowls and their bowls' careers. As we see Sophie also have to switch over now. She's running through a bit too much, but she will knock her mum's bowl in a bit closer. Yes, so both Samantha and Natalie, they'll be playing for the New South Wales Open women's side down at the Australian Sides Championships in Tasmania for the Nationals. Natalie will be playing again on the live stream straight after this. She's the reigning champion of champion singles player in New South Wales, so she'll be off to Nationals to compete in that this week as well. And in this afternoon's game, the person that she plays in the regional singles final is her sister, Samantha. So I'm looking forward to that game as well.
Not too shabby of a lineup we've got going on today, Gav.
Oh, absolutely. And the opposing skip, who's just about to bowl in a minute, she's the current reigning Metropolitan Northwest singles champion. That's Reaghan Bunn. She'll relinquish that title this afternoon. Speaking of Reaghan, she has just won the Fours Championship as skip. So she's already off to Dubbo, and she'll be keen to make it a couple, trying to get over the line in today's event. They're liking this. Very nice run in here from Natalie. Runs into Sam's bowl. Makes a couple out of it.
It's definitely changed the angles for Reaghan. She was looking to play down the forehand, and I believe she's swapped over.
Yeah, it has to swap over. If she can sit the green bowl, that is the actual shot bowl, so she's just got to be inside that. She's following it at the moment. Steps are getting a bit quicker. Oh no, she realise now that it's not going to quite be there. 1.5 foot short.
Yeah, it's really not that far out. 2.
Couple more to the Natalie Lewis skip side. Takes them to a 5-0 lead after 3 of 25. Long way to go. Chanel's got the mat right back on the edge of the tee. And they're going to continue this plan of having full-length ends as best as possible. It's working. They're getting the shots, but their opponents, Katie, they're not far off it either, so they shouldn't be feeling any need to be upset with the length of it.
No, definitely not. I mean, I think so far every end has been close for shot within a foot anyway, so I don't think the scoreboard's translating much at the moment.
No, and I think if you look at who's been holding shot
Yeah, good
throughout
start
the
from
end.
Chanel there.
Yeah, very good start. Yeah, if you look who's been holding shot throughout the end, it hasn't been one side that's dominated throughout.
No,
It's,
definitely
the
not.
shots have changed fairly evenly until the end as required.
100%. And I don't know if this is intentional or not, but I'd be interested to see if they're intentionally playing two different lengths going both directions. As Natalie's side has won the mat every end so far, we just saw a much shorter length just now, and we're going back to T like we did in the same direction last time. So I don't know, it could be a tactical thing against the wind. It could be tactical for maybe muddying the water of weight control for the opposition, or...
Yep. I'm not sure if it's pre-planned, but I'd assume it would be. As you say, they've had the mat every single time, even the first end, as we see Chanel double down with a good shot here. But yes, they will be interested to see what will happen once Reaghan's side does get the mat, whether they change it up. As you say, it could be to do with the breeze. The breeze is definitely up and down this green over, coming towards the players' faces in this direction. So as they release the bowl, the wind is in their face. It's a pretty good start from Tina. Two good bowls.
Very consistent. I think she is holding shot there.
Yeah, I think
Almost
she might be holding two, yeah.
Now that's very interesting that you mentioned about the wind, Gavin, because you would think if the wind is coming in that direction, that naturally you would play shorter coming into the wind so that you're not pulling up as short, and then longer as the wind drags your bowls further.
Yes, I think their tactic would be that they want to have two extremes, so that. But who knows? That's what most people would know. That Maryland's here, the wind is usually left to right on most occasions when they're playing in this direction. So it's probably quite unusual to have it straight in their face here.
Definitely something to think about. I want to keep track of that throughout the game. See
Yeah.
if they want to keep that foot down, or who knows? Maybe it isn't intentional. So we see Sam come down. I think there's a very consistent motif here of just being a touch narrow, but she has taken out one of Tina's shots.
Yeah, Reaghan's indicated that Tina still has one in amongst it. They really need another one in there, so it's quite important that Sophie can correct her weight here on this bowl. In two bowl triples, if you have a bad end and your teammate does up front, then it can put a lot of pressure on your side big time. But in this occasion, it was Tina played good bowls up front as the lead, and she still holds shot on the turnover. And whilst Tina is a rookie, she is a skip in our women's Division 4 side who qualified for the state finals undefeated. They're off to state early next year, or middle of next year, sorry. Reaghan's auntie is also in that side. So I've got a couple of the mums relatives in there amongst it for our state women's fours team. They're looking quite intently at Natalie's bowl here. It will cross the head, but looking at that weight and the way they look so intently, I would assume that she was going for Tina's bowl there. That would have put huge pressure on. So she moved the back one, so that'll make sure that if Tina's bowl moves now, it's going to be probably 5 shots. So Reaghan really needs to get another one in there.
Yeah, they did have a moment of conversation on that crossover. I wouldn't be surprised if it was mentioned at some point. I think she's just struggling to reach by a foot once again.
Yeah, well, it's not going to change the choice of shot. It's not that far away, but there are 4 bowls inside that one. So if Natalie can get down onto the purple bowl just jack high on the right, and she's close.
Oh, she is
Oh,
close.
she's close. It's going to lock in. Oh, we might have squeezed through for shot, I believe.
That was an interesting...
Gee, she's unlucky not to have made 5 out of that. Oh, I think the signal was a good 3 down still. Oh, we might have squeezed through for shot, I believe.
I wanted to see that. That was an interesting... the bowl again, but...
Gee, she's unlucky not to have made 5 out of that. Oh, I think the signal was a good 3 down still. Yeah, I think the signal might have been 3 down, so a fair bit of pressure, and Reaghan waves it away. So Natalie Lewis has played a great bowl there. Deliberately knocking out the closest bowl. And it is 3. There was a point there I thought Natalie was going to be a little bit unlucky, and it looked like that bowl of Tina's that she ran into might have locked in on the back bowls. She hit a target, exactly the target she wanted, and got the result. And it makes a big difference when you pick up 3 multiples in a row. It's 8-0 now after 4 ends. So Chanel's got the mat back, but the jack is 3 metres short of the tee. So I'm not sure whether that was deliberate or not. And Chanel has played quite a good opener here. If you can see where those lines intersect on the green there, they are just under 1 metre apart. So if you can see the jack on the close to that intersection at the back there, and you can see Chanel's bowl is just past halfway up that line, that means she's about half a metre short of the jack. Pretty good start from Tina as well, and while she may have knocked that bowl up, it's now given a bit better target. If you're following along on the rink next door, I can see that the score is 4-3 to Jan Anlazark and Unabel over Jenny Clark's side. She's got Kerry Farrell up front for her. I think Tina would be very happy with her lead bowls so far. Chanel definitely is winning the battle, but Tina is really playing some decent bowls here, and I've put the mocker on, haven't I? She's going to go a little bit tight on this one. Weight was awesome.
Got Sam coming down here. Very good track.
Brilliant. Probably a touch unlucky. It's nice little target there.
Yeah, it was a bit of one anyway.
Yeah.
Only a small loss there. But she has given another one on the narrow side if the jack does move at all, so I wouldn't be upset with that.
And Sophie's just probably a bit too quick there. She's a good 2 and maybe 3, yeah, probably 3 metres behind there. So something similar, a little touch around the corner would be great. Oh, she doesn't like it. She didn't like it out of the hand, so it was just obviously the weight. She's nailed the line brilliantly. Well, where Reaghan's standing there, she's wants Sophie to play a similar sort of line to her last one and take a couple of metres off. She's just got to clear the front now, and she's in the area.
She's very close here.
Oh, she's got the jack brilliantly.
She has nosed that.
Wow. What a turnaround. A bit quicker than what Reaghan wanted, but she's got the front now perfectly. In the area. You see the replay now of Sophie Payne picking up that jack brilliantly back into the back corner there. Wow. That'll be 3 shots, but the main thing is she's got 2 very close to it. It's probably going to force Natalie to come down on her forehand left of screen. It's turning on the draw shot out there. So the line would be around the front one of Tina's. And if at any stage you're wondering, oh, she's going to go out in the back end, plenty of swing out there. If you're wondering, the colour of the bowls and whatever else, Natalie's side have got all the lighter colour bowls, and Reaghan's got all the darker colour bowls. This is a great effort here. Well, it's definitely one down because I'm jack high, but that is a great reply.
I think that's a very good adjustment on the unfavourable hand, I'd say. For your first bowl to draw a second shot with that much swing, that's very impressive.
We'll see what Reaghan's thought process is here. I think she's just going to come down the same way and just try and draw inside that.
I think knowing her history in the last couple ends, if I were her, I wouldn't mind playing, intentionally trying to play 2 foot over, so if I do roll her bowl or finish up short, I am drawing it, or, give her 2 rolls for 3.
Yeah. She's turned her back on it. Her weight is actually good enough to, probably not just count. If the white bowl gets moved, she will definitely make it count. So if Natalie doesn't get another one in here, there is a chance to roll a bowl out for multiples. Maybe look for the jack on the forehand as well.
I was just looking at that one. I'm not sure if you can play the swinger down the forehand for the bowl, knowing its history of getting not much turn out there, but be interesting to see if they try.
Well, it'll all depend on this. If she matches her own bowl here, only got to beat it by 2 bowls and she'll have the shot. Just going to crash. Her weight was very good actually. So, got 1 shot. They've got 3 in the head, only 1 bowl in the head from Natalie. Reaghan's looking down that forehand. She's just jumped up off the mat and had another little think, and Sophie just had a quick chat with her mum, and they've signalled for Reaghan to have a go down there. So I assume she's going to be coming in underneath looking for that shot bowl. Take it out for 3, sit for 4. I like the line. Oh, it didn't hold as much as I thought it normally would. But they're on the board. A little bit of relief there. No one ever wants to go too long without having jumped onto the scoreboard. So looks like they've had a little bit of plan in mind, because Tina's automatically walked a little bit further up the green. So they're going to shorten it up.
Sorry, I've bumped my mic a bit there. Yeah, so mat up. We are about 2 metres off the front of the line and 2 foot off the tee. So quite the comfortable short length, but nothing drastic.
Well, Tina Treloar has got some good grass out here. She's got that out there on that wide swinging hand, and she should be pretty happy with that start. She's not just questioning her skip whether she should change over, but she's got the nod that there's plenty of room to get round there.
And a good start there from Chanel anyway. Just finishing a foot right behind the jack.
Yeah, very good start. Chanel won the Reaghan singles, so she's going for her second championship win today as well. She had a great campaign in that. Talking about the club singles, sorry. So she won the club singles. So we obviously got the Reaghan singles coming up after this game. The two sisters, Natalie and Samantha, will be up in that one. But Chanel won the club singles recently. And she's played another decent bowl here. Chanel will be playing singles in Devonport next week for New South Wales under-18s. So she's had some good hit-outs in singles recently, going very well. So fingers crossed she does well down there. I mentioned that Tina skipped the women's fours. Reaghan, she skipped in the women's twos and they lost the pennant on the last bowl in the final. And the rest of these players all play in the champion side, Division 1 side for the women. Who will also be off to state after a dominant final win. Good bowl in there from Sam. In the club singles, a lot of these players played against each other. Obviously, the deeper they get, the more qualities at the end there, so they did play each other a lot, as we see a very good effort here from Sophie. She's going to get the gap. Very good effort. And this is Samantha playing now. Just speaking to both of those, Samantha and Sophie played each other in the singles, and Sophie was leading, I think, 24-22, and Samantha grabbed a 3 to feed her 25-24. Another good bowl from Sam. Sam then got defeated by Chanel in the quarterfinal, 25-20. And then Chanel had to face Reaghan, who's also in this match, in the semi-final, before going on and winning the final. So Chanel didn't have an easy run. She had to play most of these guys.
Yes, well, you do have to beat them somewhere along the line.
Yep.
That's what I like to keep in mind. You see Reaghan first on the mat. Don't think she's a fan of that one.
Nah, she looks very rushed there. Just got to try and settle. She's been under the pump a little bit the last few ends, actually. So just needs to take a deep breath. Keep encouraging teammates to get bowls in the head. And then when the time's there, make the most of it. So that's pretty close to where Sam called Natalie to be. Splitting those back 3 bowls there.
Yeah, very well put there.
So no matter what Reaghan does here, Natalie will have last say.
And she's not far.
Oh, gee, what a great bowl there from Reaghan Bunn. So she's gone from 4 down to 1 up. But as I did say, Reaghan does here, Natalie will have the last say here. So she's got a chance to make another big score as well. What a great bowl there from Reaghan Bunn. Great shot.
There is definitely a chance here for a big number for Team Natalie.
Yeah, I think they're just looking at which direction, angles, whatever else. There's not much danger if the jack goes right back. It's only a couple.
Oh, we're looking big weight.
Yep.
I think it's just going to duck on her.
Yeah, that handle swing. So back-to-back ends for Reaghan Bunn. And takes a lot of pressure off. 8-0 down after 4. And probably feeling pretty tough and win a couple of ends. 8-2 down as we see the Matt being brought back up again by Tina Treloar.
Close here for a start. And Tina's drawn one within 2 foot for a first one. Just cutting a touch narrow, but her weight is brilliant.
Yeah, I think she could be very pleased with the way that she's played this game so far.
100%.
Couple of loose ones, tight ones, but nothing too bad for a rookie, as we see Chanel show why she is the current singles champion and going off to Nationals next week. She is also a current Nationals champion from last year. As is Sophie, actually. Sophie's the reigning under-18s triples champion. And she's also the reigning under-18s pairs champion with her teammate Annabelle Teague. Tina overcooking that one. I did have a bit of a chat again about other things with Tina this morning, and she did say that if Chanel got them close like that and she didn't feel like she could draw it, she was going to try and play a little bit through. I don't think she meant to lose a bowl there, but that was part of their game plan.
I really like that sort of intent.
Yes.
Coming from a player like Tina, you don't really find that sort of strategy often for, say, rookies, for example. But I really like the direction of just trying to add something rather than just trying to draw another one close. Well played from Sophie there.
Yeah, it looks like probably one down, but excellent bowl there, yes. That's a signal, but it's very good for Sophie's side. Her bowl will lock in if they can look down and still try and move things.
It's definitely a sort of valuable game plan for Tina as well. I think having that alternating between a draw and weighted shot, she'll get a better feel for the weight control between them as well as she plays. So it's better than just playing the lead and just draw. I think she's going to find this game to be very valuable no matter the result.
Yeah, she was really looking forward to the experience, and I liked her tactical thoughts there. She did discuss it with the teammates too.
Of course.
Yeah.
Don't want a self-directed driving lead.
Well, they're well aware that Chanel can just put 2 bowls all over the jack every end at times when she's on song. Obviously, this is a nice quick green with a breeze, so it's not very easy to do that. So there was no use in drawing one short if Chanel's doing what she can do. I like the tactics.
Yeah, it looks like Sophie's had a similar idea with her second one. Hers has still stayed up on the green. But its home is very valuable for Reaghan coming into the crossover.
Absolutely, 2 bowls in the head, all set up there nicely for her to move something. Next door in the women's senior pairs final, we have Jan and Lazark on 4 shots, Jenny Clark on 7. That's after 6 of 18 ends.
Reaghan's first bowl coming down here.
Once again, it won't turn much.
Yeah, I think that's just a matter of weight on that one.
I think she wouldn't mind changing this up, Natalie. That's not bad. Doesn't change Reaghan's shot. Doesn't make it any easier for her. And it's another one in the head if something goes weird here. Well, she's changed her weight a bit here. Is it going to get back enough?
Ooh, she's
Oh,
in the area.
Reaghan, that was a great effort.
Oh, wow.
Only an inch in it. So Natalie wouldn't mind a 1 foot toucher here to make 3. They're pointing for it to get down. Is it going to get down as it slows enough? Not quite. But it is one more shot to the team of Natalie. And we are 7 ends in of a 25 end match. If you're in Western Sydney, come on down. We're going to have some great finals throughout today and a few more on again tomorrow. So at the moment we have the Women's Open Triples Championship being played live stream here now. That is the final. Next door is the final of the senior women's pairs. Then we have 2 semi-finals of the senior women's triples and 2 rinks of the open reserve pairs. As we see Chanel start off very, very well yet again. Got a few youngsters out there. We've actually got 4 juniors involved at the moment. 3 of them are on this rink. That's Chanel, Sophie and Reaghan. And then right over on the far rink we have young Riker Jenkins-Ruhi playing with his dad, skipping for his dad in the reserve semi-final.
Chanel coming up a bit short with her second bowl, but I'm not entirely surprised watching by the trees here. They are quite gusty now. I think we might find this end to be a bit more scattered than the last.
Yeah, and especially it's the longer it gets, it's affected by more wind and more things can go wrong.
100% Gavin.
Tina's nailed the weight here pretty well. Actually, Katie, if you don't mind panning up a touch, we'll be able to see the flags in the background.
Of course.
Just to show the viewers for a sec.
Do you have to move it quite a lot? There they are. So we can see our pennant flags in the top left corner.
The white one's stuck, it's not... oh, there it goes.
Oh, they're all blowing in different directions too, isn't that
Yeah, it starts to swirl a bit. And what you see up in the flags at the highest levels is very different down on the ground. The clubhouse is an L shape around this green. So you can see over there on the right, and that's where we're situated, just inside there at the back end of the green. As we see a very good bowl here from Sophie Payne.
Brilliant.
Not a toucher, but very close to it. Yeah, so if you're in Western Sydney, get down here and have a look. You can see the brilliant weather out there. It's nice and warm despite it being windy.
It's good to see the clouds have cleared up a bit, looking at that camera.
Yeah, I don't know the players are happy about that though. It was quite warm already this morning, and they did say hopefully the cloud stays around.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely a much bigger fan of overcast bowling than in the blistering sun.
Yes.
So, kind of glad I'm in this nicely air-conditioned room in my jumper and tights, so I'm quite comfortable.
So right behind the head here, the bottom of the screen, once again, that's clubhouse. So the wind is coming from behind the clubhouse, so it's probably not hitting the green till nearly halfway down the green. So what they're feeling up the other end will only affect the first half of the trajectory of the bowl, and then the wind will die off, and things like that can happen.
Yeah, I can't imagine Sophie aimed to change much of her second bowl.
Yeah, I think something went wrong and not just the wind, but yeah, I did like how Reaghan made Sophie pick it up though. You put it there, you pick it up. Well, she's done the job with the first, but there's still some very good options here for Natalie. Any movement of the jack back is all positive for her. As I mentioned, Riker from Maryland's only 13 years old. He's over playing a semi, but he's skipping for his dad. His dad fell down the stairs 2 days ago. So I didn't get to see him this morning to see how well he was, but it did knock him about a bit, I believe, as we see across the head there from Natalie. Well, there's a good opportunity here for Reaghan to throw another couple in, if nothing else changes. There is a good, it's nearly a metre at gap to Chanel's closest bowl.
Yeah, it'd be pretty close to it. Not sure if I'm a fan of her drawing down the open forehand. I personally would have tried to get around Chanel's short one on the back end.
Gee, she played it pretty well.
Yeah.
I think she's probably a little bit scared of running into her bowl and knocking that jack back on the other hand. That's the only reason I can think of as well. But
yeah,
out of her hand, I thought that's very wide, but look how much it came back. No wonder the bowls are swinging across the head. So this should also be on a pretty good line. And it is. That was a great effort.
well, it doesn't really matter now. She's got last bowl.
Yep, if she beats her own by a bowl or two, she'll be close to counting.
Yeah, 100%. I think with this win, you pretty much just play the same thing anyway. Don't even worry about trying to fix it.
So that line she's just crossing now, that is the out of bounds line. So they're getting them right out fairly wide there. Another one to Reaghan. They've scored 3 singles. They've only dropped 5 of the 8 ends, but there was a 2, and a 3 in a row early on in the game, which got the lead out. They've won 3 ends of the last 4. Plenty of time to go in a 25-end match. So Tina were trying to do her preferred length, has lost the jack. Chanel's taken the mat right back, and she has put the jack pretty close to the tee. Bit of a shout out to our greenkeepers. You can see those little bald patches there, Katie, but this green gets an absolute workout. And comes out this week, but it's been looking magnificent and running magnificent for weeks now.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most consistent greens I've come across the state. I feel like any given day you can get on that green without even putting a bowl down and say, yeah, I think I know how it's running. So, yeah, big shout out to those guys. They manage it very well here at Marylands.
Yes.
I think I think even with those dirt patches there, I don't think they'll damage the bowls all too much if they do run over them.
No, they're all just there in that tee area, and this actual part of the green has, for years and years, been really hard to maintain. There was a copse of fir trees in behind that was sucking the water out of the green. So it's never seen anything as good as this in this area of the green. Tina's overcooked this again. Yeah, Maryland's has this one grass green, and right in behind at the top of the screen there's a synthetic green. You can see the social bowls out through the glass area there. But we also have 2 greens at Guildford, a couple of k's up the road. Love playing on those too. Gee, they're always running very well.
I tell you, I love playing on them. Last weekend, Gavin.
I was running about 17, wasn't it?
Something like that. I'd say it was about 14, 15. It was a bit slow.
Oh, that's right, last week. Yeah, we had the big rain overnight. That's right. Yep.
But that's something that I love. And never go past a bit of a slow green. It's definitely what I've grown up on.
Yes. Especially the early part of your career. Well, Sophie's fallen well short as well, so big pressure here coming up with her last bowl of the match as we see Sam put another one in there for her side. On a full length end, that pink bowl is 2 feet just past the jack. Bowling with the wind at their back.
And Sophie's tried to correct here. I think she's just out. Bit of turn on that last second didn't help.
Yeah, she's 3 foot short. Would have been close to shot if the grass was perfect. So now relying on her skip as we see a 4th shot come in here, and it's going to be number 1. Samantha Morona has played a great bowl there, and not only do they hold, well I think it's actually 3, but not only do they hold those shots, it's not looking crash hot for what shot for Reaghan to play here. Got nothing right down the back. There's that really wing one there of Tina's, so can't afford to play too attacking without actually getting success from it.
I think especially for this first one, you'd try and focus really hard on just getting that draw shot.
She can get second shot. It'd be like drawing the shot.
100%. She's definitely on the comeback with the score at the moment, so...
Yeah, dropping a big multiple here would be quite disastrous. Dropping a 1, not so big a deal.
As much as I think the start of the game is very important for setting the movement of the game, I think about this point is actually more important once you've settled in. You want to get that momentum and keep it going, so...
Yes, and part of the reason that they're in this situation right now is that Tina Treloar had the jack, but put in the ditch, allowed Chanel to play her length, and her and Sam have nailed it up front. And skip Natalie has added to it in a brilliant fashion as well.
Reaghan still playing down the forehand.
Some more attacking line. But not attacking weight. Well, these hurt. When you hang around, win 3 out of 4 ends in a row after being 8-0 down. Lose your length because you put the jack in the pit, and then your opponents take full advantage of it. Well, not quite full advantage because that really was a free kick there, but it will be 4, I think. Sophie's got 4 fingers, but maybe they're looking for the 5th one. Either way, this will be a little bit demoralising for Reaghan's team. Once again, they just got to regroup. It is a 4. They'll be looking to regroup. And these 3 ladies to the left of screen, not,
Sorry, I've grabbed the wrong camera there.
they'll be looking to rub it in. They've just grabbed a 4 to extend it right out to 13-3. They know that if they can pick up a multiple here, they'd be feeling like it's almost game over. We're not even halfway yet. Put the pressure on as best as you possibly can. A reminder that our afternoon game is Samantha Nerona, Natalie Lewis, who sisters, twins, teammates in this particular game. They're playing against each other in the Reaghan State Women's Singles Championship Final.
So we watch another brilliant start from Chanel there. She's got her line very well sorted.
Yeah, look, it was a bit narrow early on, but the big difference for her is she's just nailing that line so much better now, and she had to wait most of the time anyway.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a game of who in the front half of the team can figure out their grass first. As we've pointed out multiple times this game of how often they do swing on that hand. And she looks pretty well tracked again.
That is excellent.
Finishing pretty much bang on the tee mark. That's a pretty good one-on-one behind, Gav.
Absolutely. Probably just 6 inches from short with the first and 2 feet over with the second. Nailed the line on both on a fairly quick green with a decent breeze. It's pretty impressive.
100%.
And the closer she gets, the more pressure is on this rookie that was talked about, Tina Treloar. That's just pressure, I think. And this is going to put even more pressure on their opponents.
Oh, she's running down nicely.
Yep. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, for any movement on that short bowl, you're a bit worried you don't want to frame it, but I think she's got it nearly bang on perfectly there. She's replaced it, and the other one isn't as visible.
No, it's in a real good positions.
Yeah. Really hoping to get something in there soon. Sophie's certainly trying here.
This is a great reply.
Oh, just cut to get under the Sam's bowl. That
Yeah, it's
is
a great effort, and as good as that bowl was, she's a couple down still.
I definitely had a last second dip on that one. Sam's coming down here trying to double the dosage. She's really not that far.
No, it won't count.
That is a very good set of 4 coming down for Nat's team there, though.
Well, let's see what Sophie can do. Doesn't have to change much. Well, she's in the area again. I just don't know that she's got the run.
That's 2 very fair efforts. Just lost that touch of pace at the end. On the crossover here, bit interesting for Nat here. You want to try and get another one in there. Don't want to give anything to Reaghan to work with. Even so, I think it's a lot more comfortable to play on that wide hand because you can trust that it will cut back. Very difficult to leave something wide on that hand, and she's coming down quite nicely. Oof. She's just missed that trail for 5.
Yeah, it was a very good weight for it.
Loved that intent.
Well, that looks like a very attacking line.
She's in a similar area to Sophie. And just a touch over.
Well, she doesn't have much more on. There's really no drive value. I'm pretty sure that the angles of those bowls, it's still going to be one to Chanel if she runs into the front bowls there. Good weight on this, but she's just going to cut across. Oh, that was a good cracking effort. Well, this may change it. Well, she's going to try the same thing.
I think you have to.
Yeah, I just thought that maybe she might get a bit frustrated. 13-3 down.
I mean, her other option is to go big at her bowl on the line.
Yeah, Sophie's bowl, and
clear both.
which wasn't on until then. I just thought that maybe that might change your mind. But
yeah. Same shot again, looks like. And she's following it up, so she's still interested.
she's not liking it now.
No.
But
I take what I said
that's
there.
weight. Yeah. Just 13-3 down. You've got to just make sure you're getting up there amongst it. What was the signal? Was it 2?
I think that was a call for 2.
It was. It is 15-3 after 10 ends. So still plenty of ends to go. It's a 25 end match.
100%. And I've seen many, many, many games turn around at this point and almost finish at the same score that they're sitting at now. So just have to keep getting them in there and hope for a little result to go Reaghan's way.
Yep. So we welcome into the commentary booth Tony Wood.
Hello Gav, hello Katie.
Hello, Tony. Welcome.
This looks like it's been a pretty good game out. I haven't really watched too much of this live stream match, but been keeping an eye on a couple of the other games involving the Maryland players and the reserve pairs.
Yeah, now you've got some updates, I believe.
Yep, so Riker and his father Danny currently trailing the Burwood Diggers pair 3-12. Better news for the Maryland's pairing of Tommy Choi and Brad Lawrence up against the Pennant Hills team. They're up 13-1. Yeah, and then in the senior women's triples, Castle Hill versus Wenty Leagues, that's 5-6 in favour of Wenty at the moment. And then the other semi-final there, the Hills lead Greenleys Park 16-4. And then in the women's pairs final, have you guys been keeping an eye on that at all?
Yeah, been doing a few updates on that one. We can see that scoreboard from our position, yeah.
Yeah, Jenny and Kerry seem to be playing just that little bit more consistent.
Well, that wind is definitely gusting more than it was only a couple of minutes ago. The flags are really ripping at the moment.
Oh, it came from nowhere too.
Yeah, right. We are... Oh, that's a good bowl there from Tina. Good correction.
Yeah, very good shot.
There are some forecasts around that for possible storms about lunchtime and then later in the afternoon. Especially electrical storms. So hopefully that stays away. But if we do get an electrical storm, it's a mandatory 30-minute break. So hopefully that's not during this telecast.
And knowing Jenny Clark out there, she'll be the first one off. So if you
You'll see her running across the screen from rink 2.
Yeah, she hates the electrical storms.
Yeah, so we've got an interesting situation on these two rinks that right here. They're the singles finals of both the Opens and the Seniors. As we see, in the good bowl there from Sophie. They're both teammates at the moment, and they're going to be playing singles against each other this afternoon.
Hopefully the friendship outweighs the result of the singles at the end of the day.
Yes, it'll be friendly rivalry. Don't know how much smiling and laughing there'll be during the game, but there will certainly be afterwards.
Couple of handy shots there from Sam.
Well, Sophie only has to correct on a line here. She had very good weight.
Yeah, great effort there.
Close. But the good thing is they got some bowls in the head. It's at 15-3. There's got to be a lot of nerves out there thinking, oh, what do we do? We're getting beaten and we're comfortably and we're on live stream, but they need to think that there's 25 ends, so they've got a long way to go.
Well, it's still good to see Reaghan smiling kind of thing.
Yep.
I know when it was 8-0 down, I was talking with Sherry, and she was getting a bit worried about Reaghan's demeanour, but she's definitely improved that a lot over the last. It's unrecognisable from 2 years ago.
Absolutely unrecognisable 2 years ago, and it's probably even better, from a month or two ago. So she's been working hard on that part of the game. You've been working with her a fair bit on that as well. Natalie coming down on this wide backhand.
Yeah, just looking to draw the shot. If she happens to be a bit quick and narrow, she might land or trail.
Well, the line looked really tight, and that's what she's aiming for. Obviously, the bowl would have been the best result, but that's given an extra couple of inches.
Yeah, probably almost given her 2 seconds as well. So I think before that bowl, Reaghan had shot and 2/3, so she could have landed the bowl for a score, but.
She's got Chanel's bowls back there. There was lots of options if she got the jack or the bowl.
Yeah, I think it's just important here for Reaghan is to go back and try and draw the shot and put a little bit of pressure back on Nat.
That's for sure. But Natalie could play with freedom then. Like when you got a 12-shot lead and you got options there to get a big result, rub it in as early as you can and move on.
It's amazing if you're winning how you play those shots with and you get them more often kind of thing. And if you're down and you're trying to chase them, they don't seem to come off as often.
Well, Reaghan's trying to do it for them. Just a bit quick and overcooked that one through there.
Yeah, she might have been trying to land the bowl.
Yeah, could have been.
Might promote the front one. Good speed for that, if that's what she was trying to do.
Yep.
So this is Natalie trying to trail the jack here. If she can get it to just past Sam's bowl, she can nearly make 6.
Yeah, well, as we were saying, she could probably play it with freedom. I don't know what Sam's bowl is worth. Looking live, it's probably only a couple. So it's not too big a deal if she goes for the trail and misses it. Reaghan's got to do something big to make a couple.
She's hunting again.
Oh, she is too, and it's going to get down enough to get a piece. Well, cracking effort, brilliant weight.
Yeah, she might have turned that ball out, so they might have given Reaghan 2/3 again. Try and land it land and stay for 4, or at this stage you probably just want to try and go get it if she's not drawing.
Yeah, just a full draw. If she gets inside and counts, great. If she gets the green bowl with just over a draw, this is a problem. She's just been a bit too short on these second bowls, especially when where every option of being up would have been best.
Yeah, it just comes with experience kind of thing. So that's just, I noticed earlier on the game she dropped short when she was 3 down with her second one. So I just work on that with her next time we get together, or you might be able to say something, Gav.
No, I'll leave that to you.
Well, thanks. So there's a bit of a replay of the falls final lengthwise, isn't it, Gav?
Yeah, well, discussing that, it seemed to be what was happening in the fours, the plan there, that the team of Samantha, Chanel, and Natalie played long ends then, and doing it again here, and Tina just trying to shorten it up. I don't think you were in the commentary at the time when the girls were just getting back into it, and Tina put the jack in the pit, so they went from it was 9-3 down, and they dropped the 4 on that end when they lost the jack, and that's what's blown this ride out.
Yeah, it's such an important part of the game, that jack roll. A lot of people don't take it, or just take it for granted. Like, we'll just throw it down and play whatever length, but if you've got momentum, or the opposition have got momentum, you really need to try and stick to a length that is working for your side.
Yeah, absolutely. Tina started off very well for a rookie. She was getting a weight pretty well, and once the pressure came on, Chanel started, just getting a line and weight quite well, and I think that pressure was a little bit on Tina, and she's just been a little bit looser since then. But in saying that, the breeze has come up a lot more too, and
yeah, you forget that Tina's only been playing for a couple of years.
yeah,
Like, you think with what Sophie's done and how long Sophie's been playing, you forget that Tina only really started 2 years ago, and she's come along really well. Tina in her game, like, she's part of the ladies grade 4 side that went through undefeated in the region, and
yep.
yeah, like, they came back from some, I think they were well down in one of the games where Tina was playing, and they got up on the last end to win it. So a good shot there from Sam.
Very good. Yeah, well, as Skip in that side, Tina showed a lot of leadership as well as just good bowls. Bit of assistance there from a great coach in one of our greenkeepers, Luke Fleming. His 12-year-old daughter Taylor in that side as well.
Yeah, no, Luke was really good with that team. Just kept them positive.
Reaghan's going to go to the mat, down a couple again by the looks of this.
Yeah, 2 good shots.
That's great bowling.
Yeah, now up to Reaghan here to try and... She's got plenty of options here, just to arrive. It's where she probably, for her game to go to the next level, she needs to start making these conversions.
Yeah, and seeing that this is the time, not only in this end but also in this entire game, the way it sits, that she's got this opportunity now to, change things up, get a little trail for 3. Quite a decent target there. She's been falling short. She just cannot afford to just, keep drawing 2 metres short when all the options are up.
Yeah, slightly underplayed that one again. Like, that was the right line for the shot.
Yep.
Just
needs that weight.
another yard, 2 yards.
So Natalie looking to cover this back right-hand corner now, sticking amongst those 4, split them all.
And she's done that pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, very good bowl.
I can say that Nat and Sam would be out for revenge after the falls as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
On Chanel, of course.
Yes.
So there's a wider line here from Reaghan. So she has the same weight. She's a chance. Just added. So yeah. Try to correct both.
Yes. So drop a metre here, and this will be a 3rd shot. And don't think she's going to get up enough. But it'll be good enough for a couple. And that stretches their lead out to a 17-4 lead. Nearly halfway.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a long road back for Tina, Sophie and Reaghan.
Very much. Need to divide it down into little chunks. Just think, well, we've got to win this end. Once we do, we'll reset ourselves, get a length we want. As the jack has just fallen in, so they get to dictate what length they want now. They can get away from this favourite length of Chanel and her teammates. So take that as a little win. That's what you got to do. Then just reel off. Look at it, 2 of the next 3 ends, and then after that you look for 2 of the next 3. And
Yeah, like at this stage of the game, I'd just be trying to make sure we got it to the last end.
yes,
If we could be, yeah, if you get to the last end, if you'd be 3 down playing the last end, kind of thing from here, if you offer it to them, you'd expect to be taking that kind of thing.
yeah. And you'd walk off pretty comfortable knowing that you came back from 17-4 down and gave yourself a chance.
So yeah, as you're saying, to get to that stage, you just got to try and win 2 of the next 3. You win 4 of the next 5, kind of thing. You're giving yourself that opportunity. You never know if this wind gusts up, kind of thing. It might throw Chanel, Sam, and Nat right off.
Well, it's as much as it's difficult to throw any of those 3 players off. You got to think positive about that. Chanel's gone nearly 3 metres through with the first one.
Yeah. In saying that, that side's got a lot of experience.
Oh,
as well.
yes. Yes, we've mentioned they're all off to the Nationals. 2 of them next week. We've got Chanel playing singles and pairs as she nails this one. So playing singles and pairs in the under-18s. And we've got Natalie playing the champion of champion singles. And Sam will join her sister Natalie the week after for the National Sides Championships.
Yeah, we've got a few members going away. Be a bit quiet around here.
Yes. Yes, we've got young Noah joining Chanel down there next week. He's playing in the boys, lead for the triples and fours and the under-18s.
Michael Clark, not long after that with the seniors.
Senior singles just about a week away. Yeah, it is exactly a week away from today. Sorry, senior singles, senior sides.
Yep.
And then we've mentioned about these 2 girls in the women's sides, as we see a good bowl here from Sam. And we've got 4 Magic men in the men's sides in Jack McShane, Cody Packer, Mason Lewis and Dave Ferguson. And then our final representative at the Nationals, as we see a decent shot there from Soph, is Cody Packer playing in the singles championship.
I wouldn't mind seeing Reaghan ask Sophie to go attack this head. I know there's still plenty of room, but I think they need to change something in this game. Try and get it. Well, Sam might have blocked that up now.
Yeah, I mentioned that a couple of ends ago. They've got to change something. So just have a go at it. Try and trail it through and sit the bowl and stay. This hand here, she's just got to be perfect.
Yeah, she might have got 3rd shot out of that, giving her a bit more of a target to get to both bowls. Like with Tina's bowl at the back there, it's just think the way the game's playing out. Like Nat can just go cover, get the best back bowl or cover kind of thing, and it really leaves Reaghan nowhere to go except for playing a perfect shot. And
yes, Reaghan's been very defensive the entire game. There's been so many opportunities where being a good yard or 2 through, you had more options, more chances, and she's fallen short. So really needs to change a game plan from here. You're not going to win this game now by being defensive or
playing them how they've been playing.
Yeah.
You never know. You play that, you might run the jack into the ditch and sit on top of it and get a bit of confidence going.
Yep.
And it might not be Reaghan that blows, it might be Sophie. You just making it a little bit too easy for Natalie and her side at the moment.
Well, that's another great shot there from Natalie, and it counts, and it's probably forced Reaghan's hand in a positive way here. So she's now looking like she's going to come down on that forehand and play weight back. Best option's probably the jack, but if she gets Chanel's shot bowl fairly fat, she can hang around for a shot or...
Well, she has a pretty accurate forehand runner. Just trying to play the perfect weights.
Yep.
She's got to back herself kind of thing. Sometimes you don't have to get the shot. You just kill the end.
Yep. Give yourself a chance to make a bigger change. So pretty easy options here for Natalie.
Yeah, if she can draw a little touch or just tidy it up a little bit. She misses and counts, it's perfect.
And she's got a little touch or two. But even if that didn't move, there was never any danger. It was going to go 1 down, 2 down at worst at the back.
Yeah,
Throw the 4 in, pack them in, make her play the shot.
Yeah, a bit surprised Sophie's just asking her to try and draw the shot. I think after going with the first, you're probably committed to go with the second.
Yeah, she can play a bowl 2 feet away here and still go 4 down.
Yeah, she's
Not good shot selection.
2 feet quick, beautiful line, and drops 4.
Well, that's experience too.
Well, that's it. They can come back and hopefully they might watch this on the replay and listen to and look back at their shot selection and think, oh, what could have we done differently?
Yeah, especially they watch it back with an experienced player, and there's no right or wrong answers in a lot of these situations. There's just better options. Now, very similar game last week with similar players in the triples and fours, and the situations didn't arise where the decisions that Reaghan's making now, they were all positive, having to just draw and get close shots. Whether it was shot or second shot, it was always basically a draw shot on offer. Once again, Chanel with a great bowl to start with. Just past Jack High. Tina's got to wait fairly well in that first bowl of hers. Chanel chasing this one up. That's very good lead bowling, young lady. 2 very nice shots, leading 21-4, and you're putting the opposition under pressure right from the first bowl every end. Tina's just cut this one a little bit again. She'll be a lot better for the experience of this.
Yeah, 100%. If she's playing at the point that she's playing in now, I'm sure she'll have many finals like this in the future anyway, so...
Yeah, well, as we said, skipping at state pennant finals in the Division 4, so she might learn a bit from this game by watching her opponents and also from probably watching her teammates' shot selection, probably not up for this particular game today. It's never a good feeling being so far behind in a match, let alone being on the live stream. So it'll be interesting to see how they cope with all this. Not a decently weighted bowl.
Well, for a game where you're halfway through it now and you're 17 shots behind, I feel like, as a skip myself, I feel like I would get to a point where, it doesn't really matter what you go for now. You've got to try and change something.
Yeah, and they just haven't been trying to change things.
Yeah.
Apart from last end, they had one bit of a go at it and then went back to a draw. But you're not going to win this game by getting singles.
Definitely.
There's options on to make multiples. You've probably got to go for them. You've got to throw out some rationality at some times.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's all gone downhill in the last 5 ends. 12 shots to 1 in the last 5 ends from a position where things were, well, I wouldn't say in the balance. There was still a good 6-shot lead. But yeah, now this must be really daunting right now. A few shots down on the rink in this particular end as well. Natalie will try and throw a couple more in here. She'd want to get off here, have a good break, sit down and have lunch with her sister before they go out there and fight on in the singles final this afternoon. They'd be quite happy to get off here really quickly, put the pressure on. In the women's senior pairs next door, we've got a couple of shots back for Jean-Anne Lazark and her teammate Una Bell. They're 5 shots down now. Natalie giving a bowl every chance. Reaghan's turned her back already.
Now, I did obviously leave for a little bit there just to get a couple photos. I was out with my camera trying to get a couple photos for a minute while Tony was here. So I haven't seen much of how these ends have unfolded. So seeing what, like you said, a 12 to 1 in the last five ends is a bit of a shock to me. What's caused it, Gavin?
Pretty similar to what you're seeing here. Is these guys are putting shots in the head, and they're trying to get out of it by just drawing one close. This one's got a bit more gaps, but there's been areas where really trying to play something positive was always the best way. Like, you're 21-4 down now, you're 4 or 5 down on the rink. I'd be going for a kill or something. Like, you just got to change something.
Yeah.
And they're just falling short, trying to draw out of trouble. So,
yeah. I think rationally in any game you would look at that in head and say, I should try and cut it down because there's not many angles going on. But in this case, I do absolutely agree with you. Like, if you're looking at the radius of all of their bowls, you're better off trying something different.
yes, another 4 there, so that takes it to 16 shots to 1 in the last 5 ends. Yeah, there's got to be a point, if your plan's not working, that you've got to look at what you change. And it's very important to go in with a game plan, but it's also very important to know that when to change that plan. If you stick with a losing plan for another couple of ends, it can be quite costly, and that's what's happening in this particular situation here.
Sorry guys, not paying attention to where that jack's sitting.
We actually live streamed Chanel versus Reaghan in a singles match here several weeks ago, and Chanel was very, very dominant. But even when she had a bowl like this, which is quite tight, her weight control was just sensational throughout that game. And that's been the key, and she's been very, very good at this all day again today. As we see a very good reply there from Tina. Yeah, so hopefully Chanel can keep this great form in up to when she goes down to Tasmania next week, or tomorrow, starting Monday, I think.
Yeah, that's correct. 10th.
I don't know if you can hear some noise in the background there. Big bowl played by Jenny Clark over in the rink next door in the women's senior pairs final. Another good shot there from Tina. Favourite length here from Chanel, Samantha and Natalie. It's worked for them very, very well. And as we've mentioned several times, it's these two sisters, Samantha and Natalie, playing in the singles final immediately after this. Because they're both playing on this rink at the moment, we're going to stay on the same rink. We've had a discussion to see whether it would be an advantage. If this was you out there, Katie, and you're playing singles on it next, and you got this big lead, would you start considering trying to get an advantage by playing different lengths in your own head over your sister?
Yeah, well, look, I think it gets to a point, if you want to try a different length, you're both getting the advantage of practicing it, so...
Yeah, does Sam start trying to drive at things for a bit of practice drives, or I don't know. It's interesting.
You are right, though. I would definitely stay on the same rink if you're getting a 27, 29 and roll up. If you get the up and back on both games.
Yeah, I don't know. If I was playing second here in Sam's position and I hadn't played much on, let's say, the backhand, I might try and switch over and just play a couple of backhand
100%.
shots and get my line on that hand.
100%. Start to get a bit greedy, say, what do you think if I try and take that bowl out?
I don't think it's really selfish to try and do that.
No, well, it's still in the good nature of your team trying to get some more shots, but a bit of practice wouldn't hurt either, would it?
Yeah, that's right. Next door, got the same situation. Teammates Una Bell and Jan Anlazark, they're up against each other on the same rink. Next game in the women's singles final. So one shot here to Reaghan with Tina's bowl. As we've mentioned, it's 25 ends. So still a fair way to go, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to go to the last end. Good chance we won't get to the last few at this stage. Okay, I think she's going to be playing up here at this bowl. It's going to swing across. Well, really nothing on here for Reaghan apart from trying to draw another shot. And sounded like a broken record, but she's turned her back on that one as well. One shot to Reaghan team.
Now we're waiting for that jack roll. We've got a comment here from Carmen Plaza. Nice to see you again. I remember you from our last stream that I was on. saying the green's probably slightly slower down in Tassie, and I believe you would be correct. I have spoken to a couple people that live down in Tassie, asked for their opinions on Devonport, and it is one of their slower ones.
Yeah, right. There is an indoor there too, so
Correct,
do
yeah.
we know anything about the pace of the indoor?
I do not. It was one of the only greens that they had in action across the entire state over the winter break, though, because they do take out all of their grass greens over winter, and that is one of 2 synthetic greens. So
Yeah, right.
it's definitely been loved over the last 6 months. But yeah, from what I've heard, the pace is it's difficult.
Yeah, right.
I think we'll have a lot of trudgy shots, lots of
Yeah.
trudging through the head. I think trudging is a good adjective for that one.
Right. Well, Chanel and our other young Magic player, Noah, we're off to Nationals next week. I think over the last couple of months, I think they've basically played all of their games around local, like Marylands and Guildford, on 16 plus second greens. So, good bunch of coaches for the New South Wales players down at Tasmania. So I know that they'll have them well and truly primed for the pace that's expected down there.
Actually, I do know Chanel was playing Guildford last weekend in the mixed pairs. That was a bit slower, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, with the rain overnight, that's
yeah,
right.
but I still don't think that will compare to Devonport. But I think as per any player would in a national side, they should be able to figure it out pretty quickly anyway. You can definitely find your touch on quicker greens if you're playing on them more often.
Yeah,
but
and Chanel's got that much experience on
Yeah.
all surfaces, and
100%.
she'll be fine playing skip in the pairs and playing in the singles.
And yes, you're right again, Carmen. You do need some muscle food. Lots of wheat bix in the morning. It's just cut across on that one. Her weight was really good for a first bowl.
Yeah, I was just looking at the flags again. There's nothing else that's changed. It's still in the same direction. If anything, it's dropped a bit from about 15 minutes ago, but it's as strong as what it was earlier, as we see Sophie correct on her bowl and grab one in there.
Yeah, nice. It looks very favourable to Sophie's shot on the camera, but I'm inclined to think it's a measure. Still favour hers, but looks closer to a measure than you'd think.
Yeah, these camera angles can be very deceptive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, talking about what we were before this, there was a freedom in that shot, and that was trying to sit the bowl and make a four. And I was just about to say, before that happened, that was a position where Reaghan was really needed to try and trail a jack and get back to there. The bowl's now worth a couple. She can afford to swing down on that forehand and try and sit that bowl through and stay for a few. Signal from Sophie is to play a couple of feet through, but the way that Reaghan's been erring on the safe side and being, well, I don't even know if it's really safe, but short side, yeah, I think, play a good yard, swing down there. Well, the first part looks good.
Yeah, pretty similar to what you were calling, Gavin.
Yeah, she's played that good meter through and
that's
made
brilliant.
it for a 3. Should have put their power play on this end. The first part looks good.
Yeah, pretty similar to what you were calling, Gavin.
Yeah, very good shot there from Reaghan. That good meter through and made it for a 3. "20 shots up." This is just a bit of practice here for Natalie. think she'll probably try and just draw down there on a forehand, but there are options to swing through on the backhand.
Yeah, look, I think if you're getting to this point of the game, I wouldn't mind trying to play that split shot down the backhand, see what sort of grass you're taking.
Yeah, because as we said, that hand is a little bit different, and she's played this pretty well, though. She's played great weight here to just get that toucher.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
No, honestly, I couldn't really see much of a gap there, Gavin, but she's proven otherwise.
Well, she doesn't have to change much for the next one to change things.
100%.
Line looks good here for Reaghan. It's just all about her weight here. And
Feeling she might drop a bit short here.
Yep. Well, I don't know that would be too worried about dropping a 3. I wouldn't mind seeing her try and practice that one again. I think that's the line. And it's pretty close to the weight.
It is very close.
Oh, very good bowl.
That is well played. That is the 1 to Reaghan. She's just held on with her shot. Definitely not the same as a 3.
No, but what a great bowl, that last one there. So
100%.
Reaghan played a great one, made the 3. And then we see Natalie come down with a great shot to sit on the bowl and cut it back to the 1. And whilst Reaghan's side has only scored 6 shots, they've actually gone back-to-back twice in this game. They've all been singles, 6 singles. $16 ends gone.
Well, she's got 19 shots to make up in 9 ends, and as daunting as that sounds, it's actually not that impossible. You only really need a 2s and a couple 3s in there, and you're taking the lead back, so still definitely doable.
Yeah, look, 2 an end. It doesn't sound insurmountable. 2-bowl triples, there's only it's 30 your bowls have to count.
Yep.
But as you say, it's definitely doable. Well, that's what you've got to have in your own mind.
100%. As much as easy it is to get a bit flat at this point of the game and see, oh, we're so far behind, 19 shots.
Yep.
Put it into perspective, you've got 9 ends left. It's plenty of time. And as much as you say there's only 6 bowls per team, there's still only 6 bowls on the opposition as well.
That's right.
To take those shots away from you, so...
The other thing about chasing 2s is it is with your last bowl, there is almost always a shot to play that will get 2 shots.
Yeah.
You've got to get your bowl to count plus one other.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely not impossible.
Good start for Soph.
I think that's a really good perspective to put it in, Gavin, because I guess I've never thought of it that way, that you can just, with your last bowl, almost all situations you can make a 2 out of it.
Yeah, it's almost every single time you've always got a shot for 2. Except when there's jack in the ditch and whatever else, yes.
Yeah. I was going to say my only other exception is maybe you're 5 or 6 down, you have to dead draw it with your last one. Or they've got one on the back, but that's so situational.
Yes.
Like, there's always a bowl somewhere.
Sophie's going to be a little bit tight again, but she's very good with the weight. She's going to count. I've just got some scores come in from Tony Wood. In our open reserve pairs, the Maryland side of Rui Jenkins and his dad, Danny Ruhi, they're down 3-18 against Burwood, as we see a little touch there from Sam. The other Maryland side in the reserve pairs got a good lead over Pennant Hills 16-5. In the women's senior triple semis. We've got a 10-all game between Castle Hill and Wenty Leagues. That's been close all game. And in the other one of those semis, we've got the Hillside up 19-10 against Greenleys Park. And we've got it tightening up a little bit between Jan Enlazark and Jenny Clark, both Maryland sides in the women's senior pairs final. It is now a 15-11 lead to Jenny over Jan. And in saying that, Jan has just picked up another couple of shots. She's only 3 down. It's 13-16. Natalie may have a huge lead here, but she stayed back down and watched the head, showing all her professionalism. Looks like she's going to come down on this forehand and try and get that jack in towards her back bowl as well. All right, Reaghan has to try and trail this jack back for 4. Or she could take the green bowl out and stay for 3. She's got to try and play something positive.
I feel like either way she's made
just
an
gonna
interesting hand choice here.
Yeah, she's just going to draw.
Well, she's not far off.
No, but at 19 down, not far off is not good enough.
That is correct as well. No, your shot selection is correct, Gavin. As much as that is a bare jack, it's something that you have to play at this point of the game.
Yeah. This is another very good bowl here from Natalie Lewis.
Bang one on the jack.
Great shot. They're looking to see who had the shot before that, and it was Reaghan had the shot before that, so it is only 1 to Natalie Lewis. 20-shot lead, 8 to go. So I'm going to have a chat to the twins before we send them out, Katie, but I want to find out if they've ever played against each other at a high level before.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Number one, and I can't recall if either of them have ever won a regional singles before either. Or what?
Natalie must have to play the champion of champion singles.
No, that's a club one.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah, I'm just
Mix up there.
trying to think back. I mean, they've both played in some very solid women's regions, and I just don't have a recollection whether either of them have won one.
Well, we've got a guarantee that one of them will today.
Absolutely, one of the sisters is going off to state. Well, they both are for this particular discipline, the triples, if they can maintain their lead over these last 8 ends. Good start from Tina.
Now, he mentioned earlier that state this year is in Dubbo. Do you know what date that is?
No, not off the top of my head, but I will find out in a second.
Yeah, okay.
It's nearly 2 weeks worth of bowls for all the disciplines. So if you're not from New South Wales and you aren't familiar with the state championships here in New South Wales, we've got women's and men's, plus we also have a mixed pairs. So the only mixed event is mixed pairs. And then in the women's and men's individual ones, you've got over 60s and you've got just your open events. And then we have a state open reserves singles, pairs, triples and fours. Open being men and women equally able to enter them, and being a reserve event, that just means you've got to be graded as a pennant player in grade 5 or below. So as I mentioned before, we've got the Regions Open Reserve pairs being played at the moment, the semi-finals. At the moment it's actually all male players, but it is open to females as well.
I think Carmen's found this answer for you, Gavin. She's just commented end of June into July.
It starts on the 21st of June. Thank you very much, Carmen.
There you go.
I was trying to get the correct update because it is a very cluttered calendar with pennant finals straight after. In New South Wales we have men's pennant finals, women's pennant finals and open gender pennant finals.
Yeah, I was just asking Gavin because I think it'll be a interesting time for Natalie. I'm not entirely sure if she will be able to play at that point, given with her pregnancy.
I think she's due in April. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yes, but a 2-month-old baby is definitely a very needy one. So,
A couple of good bowls from Sophie. Well, they're holding the multiples that they need, so up to Reaghan to try and hold these, with Natalie trying to change this up. Well, I haven't had a chat to Natalie about it, but I would assume that if she's playing this, she's got every intention to make herself available for that, and she's got pennant finals, similar sort of time of the year as well, so she's going to be full on with a new bub.
yeah, definitely, but I think in the life of a bowler, that's just something you sort of have to...
Well, as a sportsman, yeah.
It's can't really time
Nope.
that sort of thing well in a sport like bowls because it is just a constant all-year thing.
Cracking effort here. Looking really good.
She can still put a bowl down, Gavin.
Wow. Great bowl. It's not easy to be a female sports person. It's not like you miss out on one weekend to give birth to a baby. There's
that's
not
it.
more to it than that.
Yes.
Good reply here from Reaghan. She's got good weight to sit this out for 3.
Wow.
Well, she's made at least a couple. This is down the far end from us live, so I can't...
And Sam's just called a 3.
Rightio.
That's what she's indicated, so...
Not much needed different from Natalie here. She's on that tighter line.
Slider tighter.
Yeah, I didn't get that out real well. Just needed the extra weight for that line, and she's got that, and
Wow.
that is brilliant.
I think she's played that for 2 shots there, Gavin.
Yep. Sophie says 1 in a measure. Either way, take the 2 white bowls out.
Yeah.
Or try to.
It's not the prettiest way to get them out, to be all honest with you.
No comment.
Yeah. And I don't know if Reaghan's doing that.
No, I think that was a draw shot. Well, great bowl from Natalie Lewis. Played 2 great bowls there. And in between, Reaghan played a great bowl as well.
I can't see what they called there, Gavin. Did you see that?
No, but it's just doing the board now, and it was 2.
Lovely.
And next door in the senior pairs, they haven't updated the board, but it is Jenny Clark having first bowl, so I assume that it's at least 17-13. to Jenny Clark over Jan and Lazark. Chanel's got the mat right back, Jack on the tee. The length that's worked so well from this game. Well, you can see in the bottom left-hand corner the wind blowing away on top of Natalie's stick, and you see Chanel's bowl in that wind, finishing almost jack high, couple of inches narrow. That's a great start. This is a great way for Chanel to wrap up her local bowls before heading off to Nationals. Good reply from Tina.
Another good set from Chanel there.
Yep. We're looking at now at the flags. It's the wind speed's increased hugely. Hopefully that might change a little bit for the singles final this afternoon. As we see another good bowl there from Tina. I think the wind speed's just doubled in the last 1 minute. There was a forecast of possible electrical storms around midday, so we're not far away from that. Keep an eye on that. It's already over 30 degrees outside. It's meant to get up to about 33, so quite a steamy day. Sophie's in the area here. She'd love a little movement of the jack, and she's got that to make 3.
Lovely shot there.
Sam's just pinched this one a little bit. I like the weight option there, gave herself a good chance to swing up through there. She's got the one in behind. Natalie just pointing to the toucher. I don't know why that had to be looked at. It was always going to be Sophie's bowl, the other two aren't hers. And a good line again here. Not the weight though. Still a lot of positivity amongst the players there with a few high fives going past. We're scheduled to start that singles match about 1 o'clock. At the conclusion of all these games here, we'll have a quick presentation for this final and the one next door. That'll be all off screen. And we'll go live during the trial ends of the singles and throw the mics on as we start. And that is a very good effort. So there's a possibility we'll start a little bit early, but we are scheduled for about a 1 o'clock start. That'll be a 25 up singles match between Samantha Nerona and Natalie Lewis. Top of the screen, I can see Cole Wilson from Maryland's turned up. He's got the senior triples final this afternoon. He's probably been doing a few laps around the block, getting his fitness up as we see. Oh, just unlucky. Well, Reaghan's turned it back on that one, so it will remain the 3 shots that we see on the screen there. And that'll hold them on for another couple of ends maybe. It's the 7th end they've won, but it's the first multiple. So Tony's immediately put the mat up a bit further, roll the jack fairly short. It's probably only about 23 metre length, this one. And a fairly good start there from Tina. About a metre behind. As I said, those squares are nearly a metre in each direction. So you get some distance ideas from those. Tina's second bowl's got great weight on it. Something just getting in Chanel's way there. Swinging a hand back and forward as if there was a fly, but I don't know how a fly can stay out there at the moment. It's gusting so much.
Yeah, look, it's that sort of temperature out there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple hanging out there. It's very humid from my walks that I went on out there, but...
And they've shook hands next door. It is a win in the Metro Northwest Senior Women's Pairs to the side of Kerry Farrell and Jenny Clark over Una Bell and Jan Anlazark. And the last 2 I've mentioned, Una and Jan, will be back also around about 1 o'clock to play a singles final for the get to state in the senior singles.
Yeah, the last bowl before the crossover is Sam sends it down. It's tracking alright. I think it's going to bend a little bit, but she has nudged the jack a bit. Back to Tina's, so I think that makes them the 1 down.
Yep, Sam's also got fly issues. She's swinging her hands backwards and forwards too, so they definitely are out there. And you can tell about the state of the game when I'm talking about flies rather than what the bowls are happening on the green here. 19 shot lead after 19 ends of 25.
But as you said before, Gavin, I still think it's doable.
Hopefully that's what they've got in their minds.
Yes.
Um,
It has changed to 3 and end now, with a 4 in there somewhere. But it is still doable with 6 ends to go.
Another back turn there from Reaghan.
Would be hoping that as she's done it, finished near one of Sophie's bowls to make a little group there.
Yep. So
to look for that 3. Would be a shame if they didn't realise that that's all they need per end.
well, they've got to know they've got to chase. So no matter what happens here with this bowl from Natalie, Reaghan needs to try and make a multiple. There's no point in just trying to draw another bowl in the head.
Yeah.
The thing about chasing 3 and end, if you only get 2, your number of shots increases. The percentage of what you need increases every single time.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you're chasing the 3s plus a 4 along the way, getting a 2 really isn't good enough.
Well, I think Reaghan wanted to go backhand and sit that bowl. Sophie's called her back over to the forehand. So she's got to be looking for a trail. The other hand was looking for the green bowl and staying for a possible 3. I'm not quite sure how it all fits in.
She is a touch narrower. She might.
Well, she's
Does
in
look
the
like she's
area.
looking for it.
You know, she had great weight for it.
Yeah.
Wasn't far off with the grass.
I think that is the shot they were looking for, though, because you did see Sophie willing it to bend a bit
Yeah.
more.
So Natalie will switch over here, just trying to beat Sam's green bowl. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, look at that. Cracking shot. You're going to look at the second. You know, I think Natalie there was indicating she feels it's 2. Sophie, being the youngest, has got down on her knees to do the measuring. Close, but it is 2, I believe. Yes, it is. And they've cracked the 30 mark. A 4 on this end will make it mathematically impossible. Chanel rolling the same length as usual, close to T to T. Chanel's favoured this wider hand the whole game. It's my favourite hand here on this green too, but it's probably the least favoured by most.
Yeah, you do just have to get used to it. I think it's if you don't understand this green, I think it's quite tricky because every hand in every direction is a bit different. But once you know the guidelines on how to play it, you do tend to pick up a favourite a lot quicker.
Yep.
And I know I used to have a favourite for the non-wide hand, but then I found coming back to the club it was so much more inconsistent depending on your weight. Like sometimes it will hook the same amount and sometimes it'll just stick straight.
Absolutely. And It's a good point you make about having 4 different hands. I mean, a lot of newer bowlers especially don't understand what you're talking about. But forehand, backhand over the 2 different directions can be quite different on some greens, and especially so on this particular green.
Yep. And it's like we mentioned earlier with playing weight on this, the forehand on this length, when you play that extra weight, it does hang out. And that's just like an example of how it can be different.
And as much as that people just go, well, you just go narrower, it's not quite obeying the normal laws of what you play down there. You've only got to have 2 metres extra weight, and it seems to hold a lot more than it should.
Yep.
Great reply here from Tina.
Lovely.
Yeah, Chanel, like most leads, has been playing one side of the green all game. Some like to play, obviously, what's called round the clock, which is the one hand, either forehand or backhand, consistently.
That's what I used to do a lot in my leading days back in grade 1 pennants. But it's very easy to fall into a puddle playing round the clock. If you're running into a green like this, you're constantly changing your grass and your weight to suit. It's very hard to get a grasp on how the green's truly running. So I think it's a double-edged sword, that one.
That's correct. But going back to what you said about the 4 different hands, playing one side of the green, they can actually be quite different. And
yeah, correct.
There's a lot of players out there that will say in the opposite direction what they're playing now. Playing the same hand is could be over a second difference. It's just so as a lead, obviously it's pretty easy. You work it out early and stick to it, whatever it is. But when you've got to keep switching hands on this green, you've got to have a little bit of knowledge about all the little intricacies of it.
Yeah, and I think as you play more on this green, you start to play different shots, and then you start to take more notes, and you start to lose track of all of those notes because there's so many intricacies of it that are hard to keep track of. And I think that's what I did a lot in my games, to be honest. I'd play so many different shots and go, oh, okay, it's holding out there, oh, but it's turning out there, and then it's not doing anything on that side, it's a lot slower. And then you get halfway through the game and you go, God, what am I doing? Like, what do I even play? So,
and it could be definitely a home advantage. I remember, 20 odd years ago, he had Chakouch Devara, who was probably only about 19 at the time, but skipping Maryland's ones and Premier League, and they'd stick him on the ditch rink, which is now rink 1, as you can see here, but a little bit further over, and he would just play up through on the same hand all the time, and he would just smash sides every week because he just knew how to play that hand. It's a difficult hand. It was very much an advantage for him.
yeah, so it's definitely something to keep note of, especially when you're watching our live streams as well, keeping that in consideration when, maybe criticising some of the shots that are being played and whatnot. There's definitely factors that come into everything, Gavin.
Yep, absolutely.
As Reaghan comes down, it's
a very good shot.
She's definitely changed the angles. Not sure about making a second shot with her bowl. It's taken the shelf off.
The main thing younger bowlers and newer bowlers can take note of is what we've just said recently, is that when you get out and practice before a pennant game, and especially in your 2 trial ends, make sure you're trialling every sort of shot. Pretty good reply. A couple of different types of weight.
Yeah.
Make sure you're playing all 4 hands. Chat to your teammates, what did you find about that hand? Because they can be little intricacies, and it's not necessarily related to it not being level. It can be the way that the grass is laying. There's lots of different factors involved. Very good bowl from Reaghan. Made a couple here.
I was thinking to myself, but I was like, no, I won't say anything. I was thinking, I would like to see her get a little snudge on that jack on the other side and sort of poke it out for 4. But she's just caught the wrong side of it, unfortunately. Very fair effort nonetheless.
Yeah, so she'll be ruining the fact that she wasn't on with her weight in the draw shot early in the game, and the last couple of ends she's played some great draw shots.
Yeah.
Probably more relaxed. You know, when you're tense, you often fall short. So she's probably a little bit tense earlier in the game. She's still only a 17-year-old kid. As much as she's won, she's still just a kid, and she's still learning the game.
Yeah, 100%. Tina's come down here. Good start from Tina. Whenabouts did she start swapping hands, Gavin? I think it was before I left at the start, but...
She's played that hand in this direction quite well.
Definitely a valuable change. As we mentioned earlier, with how much it turns on the other hand, it's very easy to lose yourself out there.
Yes, mentally, like you saw Chanel's bowl there, it was going to still cut a fair way. So mentally, you go, oh, surely I don't have to throw it that far out. But
you will be surprised.
Yeah. As I said, the wind's going straight up and down this screen, but you'll often get the wind going from right to left of screen, and the bowls are still swinging madly across there against the breeze. So we have 4 ends to go, so 3 after this. So they have to be within 18 shots at the end of this end to mathematically continue. So 1 shot to Reaghan would mean that they would need 3 sixes in a row. So any shot to Natalie's side and shake hands. It's now in the laws that if you can't mathematically win the match, that's it.
Is that the same even in sectional play?
No, not sectional play, sorry.
Right.
No, sectional play, you've got to play it out. Obviously, because your results can affect the other people's positions. Nice bowl from Sam. She's probably played the other hand mostly, and she's come down on that narrower hand and played a bomb. Reaghan's asked her to draw on either hand. Actually, maybe she didn't ask her to draw because she's having a good run at this. It's a pretty good effort. No, I heard it on there. Oh, right. Yeah, go. I'll finish it off. Another good way to bowl there from Sam. Just a reminder, this afternoon we'll be streaming the women's singles final between the 2 sisters who are on the verge of winning here. That's Samantha Nerona and Natalie Lewis. They'll be up against each other from about 1 o'clock, possibly earlier. But if you follow our YouTube station, you will see a very good quality game this afternoon between the 2 sisters. Reaghan Bunn, the skip of the winning 4 side 2 weeks ago, probably playing her last 2 bowls of the match. And the professionalism of this young lady, Natalie Lewis, she's still asking questions, still tactically trying to play the best game possible. 19 shots up with 4 to go. And she's playing a tactical bowl towards the back. And unless Reaghan gets the shot with this bowl, that will be the conclusion of the game. Well, she was pretty close to getting in underneath that for that. Natalie's thinking about this. Going to draw down on the backhand. Holding one shot. And it is only one shot. And there is the handshake to conclude this match. A huge congratulations to the winners of the Metro Northwest Women's Triples, off to state at Dubbo in June. That is Chanel Chakouch, Samantha Nerona, Natalie Lewis, with a very convincing win over Tina Treloar, Sophie Payne and Reaghan Bunn. Join us in about an hour.